So when I was a kid, I grew up in a town in Illinois for a lot of my childhood. It was a town called Dalton, Illinois. Dolton. Most of the world would never have heard of this small town or what you would call a village, the village of Dalton, right? But thanks to a young woman named Tiffany Henyard, the whole world, I think, knows about the city of or the village of Dalton. Anyway, she's a township supervisor. So anyway, they're at a township meeting and they're at a point now where they're doing public comments. There's an older white Caucasian gentleman that gets up to make a comment. Typically, the public, when they get up and make their comments, they're all yelling at Tiffany Henyard. They're all saying how they want her out. They're all saying whatever they want to say. A certain level of disrespect. So this white gentleman gets up here. I'm going to play what he said because I think that even in his disdain for Tiffany Henyard, I think he definitely crossed the line.
He was trying to ask an elephant or a whale about the best way to distribute 9 million tax dollars between 155,000 people. A dog has much better sense of smell than a human, but if it poops inside your house, you don't expect the dog to apologize to you, nor do you expect the dog to respond to constructive criticism. By definition, an animal does not respond to reason. The only ways that humans can interact with them are to feed the animal, pet the animal, or give it a whack in the snout.
Now, as he's talking, look at the two guys in the back. Like I said, most of the residents don't like Tiffany Henyard, but I can't tell if the two guys behind him are whether they are supporters of Tiffany Henyard or not. But I think as the older white gentleman is speaking, you can start to see these two brothers in the back kind of like, is he really saying what I think he's saying? And as I was watching this, I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, even if you don't like Tiffany, this gentleman who's speaking is going in a direction that's off the rails disrespectful.
This is my way of saying that the residents of Thornton Township can no longer afford the feeding and petting of the supervisor. Hello. Does the supervisor have an alternative to getting a whack at
Yeah, see, that's when he struck a different kind of chord. I think he could have got up there and said whatever he wanted to say about how she's a crook, how she's a lie, how she's a cheat, how she's not fit, how she's the worst mayor and township supervisor. I think he could have said a lot of things, right? But comparing her to a pet, I don't think that was the way to go, my man, because look at these guys behind you. And then the guy to the side, too. This young woman in the wheelchair, I know her. I went to high school with her, so we're in the same age. She is definitely not a Tiffany Henyard fan. Now here it's hard to tell whether the guys on the side, they were definitely offended by what the older white gentleman said. And then the women who are walking up towards the front of that podium, I don't know if they're defending the white guy to say, hey, he can say whatever he wants to say if that's how he feels, because the women that are in front of that podium definitely don't like Tiffany Henyard. But it's interesting. So an interesting interaction. And the guy in the blue shirt is saying very disrespectful. Very
I wish
Now security got to step in. They're going to shut this meeting down. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, this meeting is pretty much shut down. This is towards the end of the meeting. I'm going to put the link for the whole meeting in the chat or in the description. And, Tiffany A. Henyard, I mean, man, it would take, it might take 2 years to sit here and go over all of what she is accused of doing. It's pretty serious. I mean, in a lot of ways you could, I'm not even going to compare to Eric Adams because, the stuff that's been going on with Tiffany A. Henyard is so out in front. And, the feds have already indicted, a few people that are around her, like the chief of police. He was indicted, and as well as the township supervisor, Keith Freeman, of course. So they are definitely, well, I know Keith Freeman now is a whistleblower and is working with the feds. But I think at some point, I'm actually surprised Tiffany hasn't been arrested yet. We had Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago. She was hired to do a special investigation into the finances for the city of Dalton. But anyway, I don't know when she's going to be arrested, but I do think at some point Tiffany Henyard will probably be arrested. But anyway, the point of this video was that despite all the things that she is accused of doing, right? And the way she handles these meetings, which is complete chaos and very disrespectful to some of the residents. I've seen many meetings where she's disrespected residents, older residents, younger residents, and talked to them crazy. But however, this is the first time I've seen a public comment towards Tiffany Henyard that I thought was way over the line. I don't think you want to compare a woman to a dog. That's probably not the way to go about it. And if this guy was younger, the older white gentleman, and if he was younger, he might have gotten hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because one of those brothers might have done something to him. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I will link the whole thing in the description. And oh man, I'm telling you, they have set us back 2,000 years with this craziness, man. Crucial combo.